We're about ready to get going here. My name's Nick Mills. I'm the chair. And we'd like to welcome two new South Ogden City employees. First, Miss Summer Palmer is our new assistant city manager, so she'll be here with us when we have these meetings, and we appreciate her. She brings a wealth of knowledge. And also Miss Allie Murphy, who's joining us as our new city planner, our inaugural city planner, as it were, joining us from West Haven, and we are ecstatic to have you with us.
Thank you.
Excited to have you with us. I just want to give those of you who are joining us a little bit of overview of the meeting tonight. So we're going to start with the public hearing. Before we open that public hearing, Ms. Murphy will give us a little overview of what the item is going to do and how it's going to affect the city, briefly. Mm-hmm. And then we'll have a public hearing. If you'd like to speak, we're more than happy to do that. We'll also open it online. And so we'll just have you come here to the lectern, and if you'll just state your name into the microphone so that our city recorder can, who looks like you have something you want to tell me.
You probably should have a motion to open the meeting.
Very good. I'll entertain a motion to open the meeting.
I move that we convene as the South Ogden City Planning Commission.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. When you come to the lectern, if you'll state your name so that our city recorder can put that in the minutes. And then sometimes people come up and they want questions answered, and I don't blame you for wanting that feeling, but we generally don't engage in a dialogue. We don't answer questions. Ms. Murphy doesn't generally answer questions. Mm-hmm. That's not the purpose of what we're doing here. What the purpose is just to hear your opinion on the matter. If you want to ask questions, I'm sure Ms. Murphy will stay afterwards, and we're happy to chat with you afterwards. But if you want to speak during public hearing, that's the purpose of that. After that, we'll discuss the item as a planning commission and likely make a recommendation to the city council whether they should, whether we're going to recommend that they take the action or recommend they don't take the action. And then we'll move to some housekeeping items. So, Ms. Murphy.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, the purpose of this rezone is to make sure all our parks are zoned appropriately to be O1 or open space. Currently, I think only a few of them are actually zoned as open space, and the rest are zoned as whatever the adjacent zone is. And most of that is a residential zone or a mixed-use zone. And that's not in line of what the current or future use is for these parks. The intent is to have these public places be open space, be recreational spaces for the community to use. So staff feels that the O1, the open space zone, is the best designation for these parks, for these parcels. And yeah, that's the map up there showing. So everything that's shaded black, those are the parks that are being considered to be rezoned from their existing zone to the O1 or open space zone. So right now, nothing's really going to change with the park's layout or anything like that. It's just to make sure they have the correct zoning, or the more appropriate zoning for those parcels. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion at this time that we open a public hearing.
I move that we move into a public hearing.
Do I have a second? Moved by Commissioner Bradley, seconded by Commissioner Didier. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion passes. So we're now in our public hearing. We'll keep that open for electronically for about the next 5 to 10 minutes. Is there anybody here that would like to speak on this item?
Hi, my name is Ron Litchfield. I am a resident near the South Ogden Nature Park.
And we just have a couple concerns. Just currently, we have like almost 4.2 acres of residential directly behind our house in a shallow but long strip. And so one of our concerns is not knowing what the plan is for that open space. Currently, you know, our biggest concerns are that field has caught fire twice since we lived in South Ogden the last 8 years. So we've had tall weeds that have dried out. So that was one of our concerns. Talking with Matt Dixon a couple years ago, one of the ideas was to expand parking, was a possibility for the South Ogden Nature Park, and even the idea that some of that unusable land, I'm on a corner lot, and so with the setbacks, there's really only like 20 by 15 feet triangle of usable space, you know, behind my house. And so, you know, part of that was discussed to maybe offer that property to the residents. So myself and some of my neighbors are interested in that, if that is a possibility. And we're just concerned having that short strip of land being open space rather than really zoned for residential, where city code, just because of the size requirements, prohibits building on the majority of that lot already. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you.
I believe this is where he was talking. Is that correct, Mr. Litchfield, right here?
That's correct. So the top triangle would be the lot directly, sorry. That's correct. So the top triangle would be the lot directly behind my house.
Okay. Do we have any online comments? Is there anybody that's watching online? 2 views, great. Would anybody else like the chance to speak on this that's here tonight? Okay. I'll entertain a motion that we end the public hearing, but we leave the online public hearing open for the next 5 minutes while we discuss this. Does anyone want to make that motion?
I move that we leave the public hearing and reconvene as the Planning Commission, with the exception that we'll leave the online open for comments for the next 5 minutes.
I have a motion by Commissioner Bradley that we close public hearing but leave the online portion open for the next 5 minutes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Bradley, seconded by Commissioner Caldwell. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion passes unanimously. We'll now turn to, do I need a motion to open, to move into that? Okay, thank you. We'll now turn to a discussion on this rezone of all city parks. Ms. Murphy, is there anything more you'd like to add?
Not really. I mean, most of the parks, like I said, will be left as is. It's just the designation of, you know, the right zone for these parcels.
And can you just, we've explained this in prior meetings, but maybe just for the benefit of the people that are here, if they don't know, why is this something the city wants to do?
We just want to avoid confusion as to whether or not these parcels can be developed into, you know, housing or commercial uses. That's not the point of these parks. They're supposed to be maintained as just community places for them to visit. So it's just to make sure we're accurately portraying that on our zoning map and that they're actually, you know, protected and being zoned as, you know, what's best suited for them.
Thank you. Do you have any discussion on this item or any other questions?
Can I just add to that,
Sure.
if I may? So, right now, the parks are zoned, the areas, the same as the areas around them. For example, Birch Creek Park right here that's an R18, which says only homes can go there of 8,000 square feet to the lot. So and then also it's confusing, like if somebody were to look at the map, I mean, they're highlighted here, but normally they're not. They would just be all yellow, would be yellow, and this over here would be a lighter yellow. So it's kind of hard to see, oh, look, there's so nice parks there in South Ogden City. So it's both for the reason that Ali said that it's the correct zone for them to be open space, because that's what they are, they're open space. But it also is visually, people can see where the open space is on the zoning map, and that it's not the same as what's around it.
Thank you.
I guess I view this as not a controversial thing. We're simply trying to represent the reality of what's there, that it should be an open space. The intent is to maintain it as open space. It's really more of a way to clarify for anybody who might be looking at it. And I think it's helpful in that way, so.
Agreed. Can you tell me how much longer we have in the electric open meeting? Okay, wonderful. I'll entertain a motion on this item. We're making a recommendation that the city council either rezone these parks or a recommendation that they don't rezone the parks. So I'd entertain a motion at this point.
I move that we recommend approval to the city council for the rezone of the city parks from their current zone to an O1 open space.
Commissioner Bradley's made a motion that we recommend approval of these city parks to be rezoned O1. Do I have a second on that motion? Motion by Commissioner Bradley, seconded by Commissioner Didier. Commissioner Didier? We'll just vote one at a time. So yay or nay? Yay. Commissioner Bradley?
Yay.
Commissioner Caldwell?
Yay.
Commissioner Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion is unanimous. Thank you. I'll next turn to item 4 on our agenda, the approval of the July 11th, 2024 Planning Commission minutes. Are there any changes or discussion we need to have on this item?
I'll move that we approve the minutes from our July 11th, 2024 Planning Commission meeting.
I have a motion from Commissioner Mitchell that we approve the minutes from July 11th of 2024. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, seconded by Commissioner Caldwell. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That motion passes unanimously. Ms. Murphy, any staff reports tonight?
Not tonight, but like mentioned before, I'm open to anything from you guys.
Wonderful, thank you. Any other business we need to conduct tonight? No.
So just a reminder that the other business on there is an opportunity for any members of the Planning Commission to bring something up if they want to, so.
Thank you.
Have you heard anything more with the apartment development up by the water tanks off of Harrison?
My understanding is it's still in litigation.
Okay. Okay.
In light of the feedback we received tonight, it might not be our role to directly address that, but is there, and this is my ignorance coming through, but is there anybody that could step up and help with that situation. I mean, imagine an unsupported field in my backyard that has caught fire would be less than ideal.
Less than ideal, yeah, fair.
We can speak about that after the meeting, too.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, and I think
Smaller.
I would say that John Anderson is responsible for parks and open space maintenance.
Okay.
And so I do remember as I was touring the sites with the mayor, just when I started, I remember him pointing to that area and talking about, you know, how it wasn't actually part of the landscaped park, but it was a park that we also maintain, and that's something that I can talk to John about, make sure that that's continually being maintained. It's also my understanding that if at some point in time the city decided they wanted to divest themselves of that property, what happened tonight is not necessarily something that would prohibit that in the future. If it really got to the point where the city felt like they could not maintain that or wanted somebody else to maintain that. But at this point, it does keep some offerings as far as parking involved or, you know, relevant. So it's an ongoing discussion, but I do know that the city staff is aware of it.
Great.
Thank
Thank you.
Good question.
Okay, anything else? Do you have any other public comment any other member of the public that wants to comment tonight? Well, then I'll entertain a motion that we adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Commissioner Bradley's made a motion that we adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Mitchell. All in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous as well.